If confusion after suicide loss has left you mentally exhausted, overwhelmed, afraid you'll never understand enough to heal, this message is for you. My dear fellow survivor, welcome. I'm so honored you're here with me today because today I answer a question that so many survivors carry quietly, question I had myself for a long time. If I feel that I don't even know how to feel, I don't even understand what happened, I don't even know if I'll ever understand enough to heal, I don't even know how to heal, right? A lot of questions into one. Then how am I supposed to trust that I'll be able to heal? Rightfully so. And the answer lies in making a distinction between two concepts. Number one is confusion, and number two is curiosity. And for the longest time, and this is similar with many survivors that I've helped, for the longest time, I needed all the answers in order to take my next healing step. I needed all the answers in order to even make an attempt to take my next healing step. And what I realized with that is that that just actually reinforced confusion and inaction. And I wasn't healing, I wasn't changing, I wasn't growing. What made a difference though is when I started looking at it with more curiosity. What I mean by that is curiosity doesn't force the answers, right? Curiosity just allows us to ask different questions that actually help us take our next healing step, right? So, for example, asking myself every day, what does my nervous system need today in order to feel more safe, in order to feel more balanced, right? What questions would allow me to answer that? Well, I started getting curious and, searching online. And back in the day, there was no AI, so it was a bit more difficult. But still, right? I became really curious about it because becoming curious about what my next healing steps could be allowed me to understand just enough what to test, what to experiment, and getting some results from my healing steps, from taking those healing steps, not just intending on taking them and never end up doing it, but taking the actions, taking those steps is what created the clarity, right? So, like I said, a lot of survivors, myself included, we think we need all the answers before we move, before we take our next healing step. That's actually the reversed relationship. It's actually complete reverse, right? By taking the next healing step, we create more clarity. By creating more clarity, we become less and less confused. By becoming less and less confused, we have more and more answers. So instead of waiting for healing to happen, instead of reinforcing your confusion with answers that you cannot get, one of the most efficient ways to start creating clarity and feel less confused and feel like you're healing more and more is to get real curious. And this doesn't mean forcing answers, like I said, just means asking different questions. It could be as simple as this one question: how can I help my nervous system feel safer, more grounded, more balanced today? Right? If it's just take a couple of breaths, it's just take a couple of breaths. But guess what? You're no longer waiting in order to have all the answers to take that breath. You're taking the breath, you're getting clarity, and you're getting answers. See, it's complete reverse. So don't wait to breathe. Don't wait to take your next healing step. Don't wait to get curious about what that next healing step could look like. Start today, and you'll see more and more you feel clearer. More and more you can take those healing steps because they are creating clarity. And instead of reinforcing confusion, it's actually reinforcing that clarity. And more you're able to sit with the fact that it's okay to be uncertain. We don't have to force answers. There can be many truths. It doesn't have to be just one answer in here, right? That's the most important gift you can give to your nervous system, is to allow more than one possible truth to exist, And when we try to force answers, our nervous system is always braced. Our nervous system finds fake safety in having all the answers and certitude. But when it's fake safety and it's fake certitude, all we're doing, like I said, is reinforcing confusion. So allow the possibility for more than one answer to be true for you. Take the next healing step to create that clarity, and more, you'll feel less and less confused, and you'll actually start creating and co-creating with your soul angel or angels your own answers. So my dear fellow survivor, please take good care of yourself. And I say this with all my heart. May you be filled with music and heal.